Hey, this is Angie here with Apostrophe S. I'm here showing you our winter woodland snowflake. This year, make your Christmas and winter season decor large and in charge with this project. If you're sick of cheap plastic decorations from the big box stores, then this kit is definitely for you. This project set offers 3 different sizes of rustic giant wood snowflakes to choose from. All the wood pieces are already pre-cut and all materials are durable for display outside or inside. So let's go ahead and get started. So when you get your kit, this is what you're going to have inside. You're going to have all of your wood cut pieces here, your paper here to lay out, keep your surface nice and clean, some extra long glue sticks, a brush with some paint and your paint cup, and this is a template underneath so that you can build all of your snowflake arms symmetrical. What you are going to need from home, you're going to need a hot glue gun. We recommend using a high heat hot glue gun for this project specifically. You're also going to need a staple gun. We do have this one available as an add-on for this project. And so let's go ahead and get started. The first step is going to be using that template. Ooh. So this template here, you're going to want to pull that out, pull one of the long pieces out, 2 of these shorter cut pieces, and 2 of the medium cut ones. Now what you're going to do is you're going to line up that long piece right along there. Line those up so that they match the template. Now you're going to use your hot glue gun here, so you're going to want your hot glue gun nice and hot right at the beginning of this project. You're going to put a line of hot glue just right at the edge of that cut right there. And then set it down and line it up so it matches that template perfectly. I like to use this piece as well, even though it's not glued, just to make sure that they match up here as well. So you're going to want to hold that for 10 seconds once it's glued. Do the exact same thing to the other side and hold it for 10 seconds. Let that hot glue dry a little bit. Do the same thing for these smaller pieces up top. That little line of glue, put them on, line it up to your template, and hold. Same thing for the last piece. Now after your hot glue has dried, just in a matter of seconds, you're going to want to grab your staple gun and put 2 staples in each of the branches here of the snowflake. Something to keep in mind before you actually use your staple gun: be mindful of some of the knots. It will bend your staples, kind of like this one has here. So just be careful of those. If you have one, maybe go a few places ahead of it or below it, just whatever's easiest, but just put 2 staples in each arm. Just like that. And that's how you build each arm. So you're going to do that 5 more times and get all of your arms built. Once all of your arms are built, that's when we're going to start painting them. So you're going to want to get out your paper that we supply you with and set them side by side. You can tape down the edges if you're worried about them moving. You're also going to need your paint and your cup. Pour a little bit of paint into the cup and get your brush out. Now put your arms out. This is the top of the snowflake. This is the back of the snowflake. Just to keep that in mind. Something when you're painting, you're not going to want to paint this part of the snowflake or this part of the snowflake. That's just because that's going to glue to something later on to put the whole snowflake together, and we want to be able to glue that wood to wood instead of a painted surface to get a better hold. So how I painted mine is I first started by painting all of the side edges here. Once all of the side edges were painted nice and covered, I went ahead and did this whole top surface here and the branches as well. Just give it a nice good coat. You want to give it a pretty thick coat because you're only going to do one, and then just some touch up if needed once everything is dry. So you'll want to paint this whole thing nice and covered. Once the top is dry, you're going to flip it over and paint everything above this bottom branch here, leaving this completely unpainted for now. So just go ahead, paint all of your arms. and you let them dry. What's nice about this is when you're done painting all 6 of your arms, normally the beginning ones that you started with are already dry, so you can move on with those, which is nice. So paint them all, set it off to dry, paint the back side, and set it off to dry. Now once all of your arms are dry, the next step is to add some glitter. This glitter makes this project pop. So the glitter that we use is actually a German glass glitter, and it's more brilliant and reflective than just regular glitter that you can get at the craft store. It's actually designed to sparkle like fresh fallen crystal like snow, so that's kind of cool. Now the reason this glitter is so awesome is because it basically contains broken glass, and while nobody wants glitter all over anyway, it's especially important to be mindful with this specific glitter. After sticking it to your snowflake, be careful moving the pieces and grip the sides instead of just like grabbing onto it. You just want to hold on to the sides there. So, if you've taped your surfaces down, then go ahead and untape them. And what we're going to do is you're going to fold them in half. I've already done this here. You're going to want to have the paper side folded inward so the glossy side is out on both of them. Then when you're done, unfold them and place them on top of each other. You'll see why in just a moment. Now, take your Mod Podge and just squish a little bit of that into the cup. And then get your clean Mod Podge brush that comes with the kit. Take one of your dry arms and set it face side up. And you're just going to generously spread the Mod Podge on this top surface here. You want to make sure to get it all over on the top, everywhere that you want the glitter to stick. You want to make sure it has a nice coating of the Mod Podge so that it can stick to it. So once it's nice and coated with the Mod Podge, you're going to take your glitter, which comes in a baggie, open it up, and just gently sprinkle it to cover the whole arm of the snowflake. I found it easiest to do this one arm at a time to make sure that you always had enough glitter in the bag and you didn't run out after Mod Podging. Now once you have it sprinkled all over, you can take a blank piece of paper and push down to make sure that the glitter adheres really nice to it. Definitely don't do that with your bare hands. It's not necessary to do it, but if you want to, do it with a blank piece of paper in between the snowflake in your hands. Once you have it all on, just simply and carefully tip the snowflake up, and I like to just kind of pound it down a little bit to make sure to get all the excess glitter. And there is one glittered arm of the snowflake. Now once you've done and glittered one arm, or as many as you can get before having to refill the bag, you're going to take that first sheet of the crafting paper that we have down, fold it back into that crease that we folded in the beginning, take your baggie in the other hand, and just pour all that extra glitter back into the bag to use on one of the next arms. And that's how you kind of keep a clean work surface. Then you'll put this one underneath, and so you'll have a nice clean new sheet to work with. Once all your arms are glittered and dry, the next step is going to be putting your snowflake together. So with this step, you're going to have this piece come out, and just something to notice on this piece is this engraved lines on it. This is going to be super helpful because that's how you know exactly where to line these up to. So let me grab all of my arms and bring them in here. We'll finish building this one. So I've already glued onto 2 of the snowflakes here. You're going to be gluing the arms on face up, and just to match up with the engravings there. So what you're going to do is just put some good amount of hot glue on there. And then stick it on there right where the lines tell you to. Hold it for 10 seconds. And do the next arm. And do all of this. Oh, I'm running out of glue. Do all of this until all 6 arms are attached onto the snowflake. That last piece fits in there just perfect. Oh, got hot glue on myself. You want to push it in there really good. Hold it for that 10 seconds. Man, I just burned myself about 5 times, so be careful. Now, once it is fully on there and glued, you're gonna flip the snowflake over. And you can see I've done it on these 2 arms here. But what you're going to do is you're going to take that staple gun again and put 2 staples into each arm. Oh. Just like that. Now once this is all done, you can take your paint and paint all over this so it's nice and white, covers the staples, and makes it nice and pretty. That is how you finish our winter woodland snowflake. Definitely tag us in your photos. We'd love to see how yours turn out on Pinterest and Facebook and Instagram. Apostrophe S. Make it yours.